Hockey Canada is honoring hockey heroes in communities across the country. And this is Nolan's story.
Get him, Nolan! Get him, Nolan!
We were a hockey family, and Nolan was growing up in a hockey family. So it wasn't a matter of if he was going to play hockey, but when. And when he became of age to play hockey and he was strapped on the skates, at that point we had already known that Nolan had some struggles and that hockey might be a little bit more difficult than other children.
At a young age, Nolan Moores was diagnosed with autism. It's a condition that can make it difficult for children to communicate and occasionally cause them to struggle with social interaction. For Nolan, that made hockey practice a real challenge.
Socially and emotionally, he had a lot of hurdles compared to other children. Standing in line was an issue, understanding just basic instructions. I'm not an expert at ASD, but I am an expert in Nolan. And even with getting his equipment on, it was sometimes a struggle for us to get him to hockey. He loved hockey and he loved skating.
Jennifer saw how much her son loved hockey once he got to the rink. She admits at times the struggles outweighed the positives, but with help from the local Minor Hockey Association, a plan was put in place to ensure Nolan stayed on the ice.
The IMHA likes to keep every kid that they possibly can enrolled, and every child is different. And with Nolan being autistic, we sat down and we kind of came up with a game plan last year, how we were going to initiate an on-ice helper as a shadow, and it really had positive influence on his game.
It wasn't a lot of work. There's a bit of a time commitment, but that's not a big deal. You just have to have volunteers willing to give their time and spend it with the kids and encourage them to continue on.
Now, in his fourth season of hockey, Nolan is excelling in the sport on his own, with an occasional helping hand from Jeff.
He's grown so much from hockey, and I attribute his maturity and his ability to stay focused on having the opportunities to actually play. You know, it's been a gradual progression, and it hasn't gone without its hurdles and its struggles.
Nobody wanted to see a child like Nolan get left behind. It's awesome that everybody's came together and we've worked together and came up with a game plan, whereas Nolan can be involved and he's treated no different than everybody else on the ice.
I encourage parents with children with a diagnosis or who struggle socially or emotionally to try. Communication is key. Communicating with your coaches and your organization and parents, even if they have questions, answering them. I think the benefits of mainstream hockey is beneficial for Nolan.